Imagine your team trades away a defenseman because new ownership wants to cut costs. That defenseman had already won you a Stanley Cup, and the return package you got back eventually lands you the greatest goaltender of this generation, a franchise cornerstone who's still elite in 2025. That's what the Tampa Bay Lightning did in 2008, when they traded Dan Boyle and Brad Lukowich to San Jose for Matt Carl, Ty Wishart, a 2009 first-round pick, and a 2010 fourth-round pick. It looked like a cost-cutting move. It turned into a 17-year dynasty blueprint. San Jose got a veteran power play quarterback who helped them reach the conference finals. Tampa Bay got a trade tree that landed them back-to-back Stanley Cups in 2020 and 2021, a Conn Smythe Trophy winner, and a Hall of Fame caliber goalie who's still one of the league's best. Today, we're breaking down the entire tree, every branch, every trade, every ripple effect, and how one ownership-driven trade became one of the smartest asset flips in NHL history. Let's rewind to July 4th, 2008. Dan Boyle was coming off 6 productive seasons in Tampa Bay, including a Stanley Cup championship in 2004. He was a proven offensive defenseman, a power play quarterback, and exactly the kind of veteran piece a contender would want. But there was a problem. Just 5 months earlier, in February 2008, Boyle had signed a massive 6-year, $40 million contract extension with a no-trade clause. At $6.67 million per year, he was one of the highest-paid defensemen in the league. Then Tampa Bay got sold to new ownership, and the new regime wanted to cut costs immediately. Boyle's brand new contract made him the most expensive piece on the roster, and with a full no-trade clause, moving him required his cooperation. San Jose, on the other hand, was a perennial contender looking for that final piece on the blue line. They had Joe Thornton, Patrick Marleau, and a core ready to win now. And Boyle was the veteran puck mover who could push them over the top. They were willing to take on that $6.67 million cap hit. For Tampa Bay, this was about reducing payroll on a contract they just signed. Getting back a young defenseman, a prospect, and 2 picks gave them assets to work with while clearing Boyle's expensive deal off the books. For San Jose, this was a win-now move. They were willing to give up futures for a proven playoff performer who could help them chase a cup. Boyle waived his no-trade clause to make it happen, just 5 months after signing the extension. So both teams agreed to a deal that will define their futures for the next 2 decades. San Jose receives Dan Boyle and Brad Lukowich. Tampa Bay receives Matt Carl, Ty Wishart, 2009 first-round pick, and a 2010 fourth-round pick. Let's start with what San Jose actually got out of this. Dan Boyle's San Jose career: 431 games, 68 goals, 201 assists, 269 points, 2-time All-Star with the Sharks, power play quarterback, veteran leader. Boyle helped San Jose reach the 2010 and 2011 Western Conference Finals, coming 1 series short of the Stanley Cup Finals both times. In 2014, Boyle is traded to the New York Islanders for a 2015 fifth-round pick. With the 5th, San Jose selects Rudolph Balcers, 142nd overall. In September 2018, Balcers becomes a part of a blockbuster package with Josh Norris, Chris Tierney, Dylan DeMello, a 2019 second-round pick, a 2020 first-round pick, and a 2021 second-round pick to San Jose for Francis Perrin and Erik Karlsson. And if you think that trade was wild, we've got a full breakdown of the Karlsson deal that'll blow your mind. Link in the description. Brad Lukowich, 58 games, 8 points with San Jose. Depth defenseman who barely played. In 2009, Lukowich is traded with Christian Ehrhoff to Vancouver for Daniel Rahimi and Patrick White. Rahimi and White never play an NHL game with the Sharks. This branch fizzles quickly. So here's the San Jose return. A legitimate top-pairing defenseman who played 431 games, 2 conference finals runs, 2 All-Star selections, and no Stanley Cup. San Jose got immediate playoff success and came close. But Tampa Bay turned the return package into a dynasty. Tampa Bay didn't just move an expensive contract, they turned it into a 17-year pipeline that landed them back-to-back Stanley Cups. Let's break down what they did with the return package. With the 2010 4th, 118th overall, Tampa Bay selects Jimmy Mullen, who never plays a game, No impact here. Ty Wishart. 5 games, 1 assist with Tampa Bay. Depth defenseman who never stuck. January 1st, 2011, Wishart is traded to the New York Islanders for Dwayne Roloson. Dwayne Roloson, immediate impact. At 41 years old, Roloson backstops Tampa Bay to the 2011 Eastern Conference Finals, becoming the oldest goaltender to record a Game 7 shutout against Pittsburgh in Round 1. Tampa Bay loses to Boston in 7 games in the conference finals, and Roloson retires after the 2011 to 2012 season. That's where this branch stops. But that 2011 playoff run, that's a direct result of the Boyle trade tree. With the 2009 first, 26th overall, Tampa Bay had options. But this pick gets packaged with Philip Kuba and Alexandre Picard in a trade to Ottawa for Andre Messeros. Messeros plays 133 games with 33 points. Solid defensive depth for 2 seasons. July 1st, 2010, Messeros is traded to Philadelphia for a 2012 second-round pick. June 2012, Tampa never uses this pick. Instead, it is flipped along with Sebastian Caron, another 2012 second-round pick, and a 2013 third-round pick to Nashville for Kyle Wilson, Anders Lindback, and a 2012 seventh-round pick. Lindback plays 47 games over 2 seasons. Wilson never suits up. Tampa also drafts Nikita Gusev with a 7th-rounder from this chain, but trades his rights with a 2017 second and 2018 fourth to Vegas in 2017 for selecting Jason Garrison in the expansion draft. This entire branch fizzles. No franchise pieces here. Matt Carle, 12 games with Tampa Bay. Barely got his skates wet. November 7th, 2008, Carle is traded with a 2009 third to Philadelphia for Steve Downey, Steve Eminger, and a 2009 4th-round pick. With the 2009 4th, Tampa selects Alex Hutchings, 93rd overall, never suits up in an NHL game. Steve Eminger, 50 games, 23 points with Tampa Bay. Solid depth defenseman. March 4th, 2009, Eminger is traded to the Florida Panthers for Noah Welch and a 2009 third. Welch plays 17 games, 0 points, then is gone. June 26th, 2009, the 2009 third, 75th overall, is packaged with a 2009 second, 32nd overall, to Detroit for a 2009 first, 29th overall. Tampa takes Carter Ashton with the pick. By 2012, Ashton is moved to Toronto for Keith Ollie. Ollie plays 79 games over 3 seasons before leaving for Edmonton in 2014. More depth defense, but nothing franchise-defining yet. Steve Downey, 214 games, 112 points with Tampa Bay. A gritty, productive winger who becomes a key piece of the 2011 Eastern Conference Finals run. 14 points in 17 playoff games. February 21st, 2012, Downey is traded to Colorado in a 3-team deal that brings Kyle Quincy to Tampa Bay. Kyle Quincy is immediately flipped to Detroit for Sebastian Piche and a 2012 first-round pick. Sebastian Piche plays 0 NHL games. Dead end. But that 2012 first-round pick? That's where this trade tree becomes legendary. With the 2012 first, 19th overall, Tampa Bay selects Andrei Vasilevskiy. Vasilevsky's career, 550-plus games, .917 save percentage, and a 2.52 goals against average. 2019 Vezina Trophy, 2-time Stanley Cup champion, 2022 Conn Smythe Trophy, 3-time All-Star. Franchise goaltender still in his prime in 2025, from Dan Boyle to Matt Carle to Steve Downey to Kyle Quincy to Andrei Vasilevskiy. That's a 5-step chain that turned a cost-cutting trade into a generational goaltender. From the Dan Boyle trade, Tampa Bay ultimately gained 1,186 games, 180 points, 2 Stanley Cup championships, 1 Vezina Trophy, 1 Conn Smythe Trophy, 1 Eastern Conference Finals run in 2011. 1 franchise goaltender still active today. San Jose got 489 games, 277 points, 2 Western Conference Finals runs, 2010-2011, 2 All-Star selections, no Stanley Cup. For Tampa Bay, an ownership-driven trade that landed them back-to-back Stanley Cups, a Vezina Trophy, a Conn Smythe Trophy, and a franchise goaltender. For San Jose, immediate playoff success, 2 conference finals runs, but no cup. This isn't a fleece. Both teams got value. But Tampa Bay turned a cost-cutting move into a dynasty piece, while San Jose's window closed without a championship. Drop your team name and their worst trade in the comments. I'm pulling future trade trees straight from your suggestions, so if you want to see your team roasted, this is your chance. If you think Andrei Vasilevskiy is the best goalie of this generation, smash that like button and hit subscribe so you never miss another Puck Pulse deep dive. And if you think Tampa Bay won this trade, wait until you see how the Montreal Canadiens traded away a Hall of Fame goaltender. That video is up next. Thanks for watching, and this is Puck Pulse.